My name is David Castle. I am the Director of Training for FleetForce Truck Driver Training. Predominantly, my number one goal is student success, right? So all students that enter onto any of the campuses throughout Florida. We have 10 locations. So what does that consist of? It's making sure that, we have the right leads in place, right? That those leads have the proper tools, whether it be equipment or personnel and training. After I left my former career, I got into driving a truck and I actually found Fleet Force. They were my training company. I was actually a student at one time. I was really impressed when I came through as a student. I was impressed in the quality of our instructors. They left an impression on me. Number one, they really cared about me, right? They didn't know me, but they really cared that I was properly trained, adequately trained, and that I knew what I was doing. And they set me up for success. And it kind of left a lingering kind of note in my brain that after I get some experience out here, I would like to be one of them one day. As a prospective employee at the time, what really impressed me was when I researched the company, the first thing I saw were the core values and what the culture was at the company. Not so much what they did. I knew what the company did, obviously, because I was a student, but for me, it was this is what we stand for. This is what we're about. As a young man, I grew up in Annapolis, Maryland, and that's home of the United States Naval Academy, right? So, a huge influence in Annapolis, as far as the Navy goes, and the Marine Corps protected the Naval Academy at the time, right? And that was my initial attraction, So, following high school, I went in the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps taught me as a young man. I mean, I went in at 17, served 4 years. They taught me what servant leadership was and what servant leadership looks like. And the thing that attracted me the most is we all had a common goal or a common bond. And the only way I can explain that is if you've ever served in the military, you have a bunch of folks that initially are strangers, right? And you kind of form this bond through your service. And you have to this day, I have some lifelong friends from 30 years ago, that I met. So our instructor staff really bonded. They're a unit, they serve, right? Their leads are servant leaders. They display what that looks like. They teach, they cultivate their staff, and that goes down to the students. And ultimately, I think that's what leads to student success, amongst other things. When I think of Memorial Day, we think of not only, not so much, if you will, those who have served, right? That's Veterans Day, but we think about Memorial Day, those folks that made the ultimate sacrifice for our country, right? So that we can enjoy the freedoms and liberties that we have that are guaranteed to us through our Creator and through the U.S. Constitution. I think it's each and every day we should wake up and be thankful to those folks that answered that call. We should live as Americans in honor of those that came before us, right? And really, treat each other with compassion, treat each other with understanding, not be so judgmental, and that our lives may reflect or honor those that paid that ultimate sacrifice so that we can, live in peace and in safety. Fleet Force strong.